short video is designed as an overview of the Hubcap Peripheral Agent job aid and will walk you through the various steps for installing and configuring the Peripheral Agent to make printers and scales available for use within Transstream. Using the Hubcap Peripheral Agent job aid as our guide, the first step is to access the download link, which is found by accessing the Transstream documentation page. Please note, you'll need to log in with login details, which are provided on the job aid to access. From there, select the download link, which can be found in the top menu bar, shown here, and then select the download button, and you should see the download appearing on the bottom part of the page. Once the file is selected, a blue pop-up will appear indicating Windows is trying to prevent an unknown app from starting. No need to panic when you see this, but make sure to select More Info here and then select Run Anyway to proceed with the installation. At this point, open the Installation Setup Wizard and select the Next button. From there, select Install, and if everything works correctly, you should be able to then select the Finish button and indicating that installation has been successful. Now that the installation is complete, the Hubcap program should be appearing in your startup menu. Search for it and then you can find it. We recommend right-clicking on it and then pinning it to your startup menu. This is important as it will ensure that the Hubcap Peripheral Agent automatically reloads every time your machine starts up. Then you'll want to navigate to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and select this little caret symbol to access your system tray. Then right-click on the Hubcap H symbol and select Configure. The Hubcap Agent will then appear in your browser screen window. On this screen, select the Settings tab to enter the Hubcap server name. This is the URL of the Hubcap server instance that you will use. From there, you want to enter in your license key and machine name. Please note that the server name and the license key are provided by your administrator or internal IT contact. At this stage, you'll want to configure the scale connection. Click on the Scale tab here and then select the interface type from the drop-down list. Please note that depending on the option chosen, the other fields will become available. For example, if you were to select the serial scale type, various different serial scale types should appear under this field. In this case, we're going to select Internal Test Mode to test the Hubcap setup. From there, you'll want to select the Weigh button, which should yield some weight and length details. And next, the last step would be to select Save, and you should get an indicator letting you know that the scale settings have been successfully saved. Additionally, you can configure a USB, serial, or cube view type of scale depending on the type that you have and which one you plan to use to link with Hubcap. In this section, we're going to review how to configure your printer. Once the printer tab is selected here, you'll have a choice of either selecting a thermal label printer, used primarily for roll type and fan folded labels, a laser documents printer, generally used for 8.5 by 11 printing, and lastly a form printer, typically used for pre-printed forms. Under the respected printer type, under this example select thermal label format and select the printer installed. Please note that before you start this process, it's important to ensure that all manufacturer print drivers are installed, as this could affect utilization of the hardware. Then, assuming the driver is installed, the printer should appear on the list, and you should be able to choose the printer from the drop-down to initiate the printer connection to be made. If you selected a thermal printer, you'll also need to select the appropriate format type from the drop-down list, and the preferred option in this case is Zebra ZPL. Please note that in most instances, the default settings will work for the interface type chosen. However, these default settings can be changed. If you experience any problems during this step, check with your administrator or contact IT support. Now, if all the correct settings are in place, select the Test Print button here, and the thermal printer should generate a test printout. Next, we're going to review the Documents tab. Under the Documents tab, you have the option to specify printers for specific documents. This overrides the default printer connection for that output. Documents are generally 8.5 by 11 and require a document printer, laser or inkjet. If needed, you can make any necessary adjustments to resize the percentages, left margin and or top margin. In most cases, the default settings will work for the documents chosen, however, can be modified. The next step is to choose the specific printer from the drop-down list for each type of document you'd like to configure, and then select the Save button. The default printer selected will now be used to print the specified documents moving forward. The next topic we'll review is how to configure labels. In a nutshell, the Labels tab is used to specify printers for specific label types. Please note that by designating a printer for each label type, it will automatically override the default printer connection for that output. To configure labels from the Labels tab, choose the specific printer and printer format from the drop-down list and click Save. Typically, default printers selected will be used to print the specified labels. In most cases, the default settings will work for the labels chosen. However, these can be changed. If you experience any problems, check with your administrator or contact IT support. We're now going to review how to configure connections to a webcam. Once a webcam has been installed to your machine, select the Webcam tab from the tab options above. By selecting the Device Type pull-down menu, you'll have the option to select the type of webcam attached to your client machine, as well as the supported resolutions, which can be set on a per-user or per-workstation basis. Once the device type and the resolution has been selected from the drop-down list, select the Test Capture button to test the webcam to make sure it's working. Once confirmed, select Save. The webcam will then be connected and is now available through Hubcap.